Hey YouTube, this is, hey all, Blind Tech World listeners and YouTube, this is Evan, and in this video, this is like literally 30 seconds after I'd made my refurbished 2 months later with the iPhone 5S video. Sorry if you had watched that last video, I'm sorry if you guys had to hear a buzzing stereo in the background, but today in this video we're going to be reviewing my Maine, or this is my, I don't know if I even have a Maine, but my burglar alarm system that I have in my room. This is a Honeywell Lynx Touch l5100 wireless security system, and I got this for a Christmas gift about 2 years ago now. It wasn't the same Christmas I'd gotten the Echo Dot. It was the Christmas before that. I had gotten it with a whole bunch of stuff. I got it with a replacement Vista 20 control board and all that other stuff, but this was one of the cool gifts I'd received that Christmas. And it had come with no wire, because, I've never seen a system that does come with wire. It came with the power brick for it, the little DC power brick, and the panel. No wireless sensors. I actually had to get those separately, because honestly, buying the panel only is much more affordable and a smarter thing to do, to be honest. But this panel is a touchscreen panel. Now, some people are wondering how I can use this panel. Well, I can't use the newer version of this panel because it doesn't have these 4 square keys on it. But this old panel actually has, this older version has, as my phone blows up, and that was loud. And hold on. This panel has shortcut keys on it, which is why I'm able to use it so easily. So, you can see quite a lot of videos. There's a lot of videos on YouTube of this panel. I'm not setting it off in this video today because it's really loud, and I don't want anybody else in my household to have to hear that, because last time I set it off, it was loud. Even with the burglar alarm siren turned off, it's loud. So, but I will show you guys how I use it and what it sounds like. So, this panel it's got a little touchscreen. It's about the same size as my phone, almost. The touchscreen itself, it's not that big of a panel, just a pretty small wireless system made by Honeywell, and it has 4 shortcut keys below that touchscreen. You got a panic on the left, a arm away lock key, disarm key, and a home key. Only keys that are on the newer panel are the panic and home keys. They got rid of the lock and unlock buttons, which was pretty stupid, but whatever. Most people don't need those. Then on the right you have your speaker, little indentations, and then on the left you have a microphone it's the same size as a speaker, so it actually looks like it has stereo speakers. It doesn't. It does have a pretty decent microphone. You can use this for recording messages, or if you have a monitoring service, or even maybe you might be able to do this through self-monitoring. You can listen through to the premises if there's been a burglar alarm and see what's going on. You can also use the microphone as a speakerphone. So this is a very capable and functional panel. The newer ones have even more features, like built-in Wi-Fi and all this home automation stuff. I know for sure I'll never use. But I do have a wired door wireless door contact. I'm going to show that here on my door. Honeywell 5816 door contact. This was the most popular one I could find. Pretty honest. You can still buy these on Amazon for $30. Pretty expensive because it's wireless. But yeah, I got that on my door, and it links perfectly with this panel and my Vista 20 panel, which I did a review of 2 months ago, actually. Quite a couple months ago during summer vacation. But yeah, enough about hearing me talking, because I did give an overview of this. This is a pretty decent system. I mean, I've never had problems with it before, minus the couple troubles I did get when I first powered this up, because this had been previously programmed with a whole bunch of zones and sensors that don't exist, so it kept giving me these troubles every 12 hours, so I had to fix that, and I did finally get it fixed. I haven't had any weird problems with it. I could open the panel up. I'll do that at the end of the video, but in this video I'll just be showing basic operations. So you have a few different things you can do with it. I push the home button to wake it up. Notice it beeps. You can arm it. It also has a door chime feature that talks. I have it set to talk and say bedroom door. I'll let you hear that. You have an arm away button, which is the lock button, a disarm, an arm stay. icon, which is actually above the lock button. The unlock will bring up your passcode screen if your system is armed. Even if it's disarmed, it actually does. I'll show you that. Bring up the passcode screen. See? Watch.
Disarmed. Ready to arm. Chime. Message.
And I actually do have a message. Normally it won't say message, and even if you have your door chime off, it's not going to say chime either. But I always have the door chime on. That's why it says chime. That is the feature I was going to talk about in a minute of the messages, but see, even when it's disarmed and you push that, it does bring the passcode. I have the most simplistic passcode, 4 ones. Make it easy for me to disarm when I walk in my room. I don't even use this as a burglar alarm anyways. Yet. I'm going to eventually start doing that. And then, I'm not going to do panic. I would love to, but I don't, because I don't like how loud it is. And, I mean, maybe I will be brave enough to do it eventually, but it is, maybe when my dad and everybody else aren't here, that way they don't have to hear this piercing beep. What it does sound like when it goes off is actually a very high-pitched beep. Now, normally, by default, it's actually like a low-pitched horn sound, and, it's 110 decibels normally. But when you turn that off, it's like, they say it's 85 decibels, I think it's louder. It's about the same volume as a house smoke alarm. So, I don't know what to show you. I'm kind of getting a little disorganized right now, but I guess I could show you arming this system. So, to arm it, what we can do is either do quick arm or enter our code to arm it. Easiest thing to do is arm it with quick arm. So what you'll do is push that further away, then you touch this up here.
Armed away. Exit now.
Notice it counts down. To disarm it, we'll push the unlock.
Disarmed. Ready to arm. Chime. Message.
And there is a stay function on here, so what we'll do is we'll double tap above the lock button. If it'll let me. Let me try that again here. Here, we'll just enter the code.
Armed stay. Exit now.
I will tell you something. We'll disarm it here.
Disarmed. Ready to arm. Chime. Message.
I will tell you guys something that I like is, first of all, I love the voice prompts. They're very clear and they sound good. During the away thing, you might have noticed the beeps that it does. It does slow beeps for most of the delay, and then at the final 10 seconds it starts beeping rapidly, and then at the end it'll actually tell you armed away. And what's also cool is during armed stay you don't hear any beeps, but at the end you do hear the armed stay. So it does talk quite a bit during the arming and disarming. It doesn't talk at all when you program it, unless you're programming your zone descriptor. Zone descriptors are basically like bedroom door or any of that. So that's just the basics of it. I guess I can show you guys the message function. So I actually do have a recording on here. Let's see what this is. So messages is right above the unlock key. I do wish I could use the speakerphone, because if I could I would show you, but I don't have a phone line in here. But messages is a really cool, like, a recorder feature. So if you want to, like, tell a certain person, I don't even know, I'll give you, say if you are a dude, you got a wife, and you want to tell her that you miss her or something, you could record that, and she would see the message, and she'd also hear it enunciated over the panel when she disarmed it, and you could hear, and she would be able to hear the message, she'd be able to hear your voice. But I use it for different things. I've actually recorded songs with this panel before, just for fun, to see what it sounds like. You can record up to 3 minutes in total, and it works quite well for that. When you're in the message screen, you have some arrows in the middle. I'll show you here. So you hit one of the arrows to select the message, then the play. As I accidentally hit delete. It's kind of a pain sometimes. Hold on here. You also do have volume control when you're playing messages, which is pretty nice.
What the frick? That's the security system. It's recording a message. Say hi, Ty. Very nice. I told you this isn't a bad panel at all. It's actually good for doing stuff like that. So.
Oh wow. So see, that's an old recording I had. I had Ty on FaceTime. I also had a fan in the background. And if you want to delete something, you select the message you want to delete. Hit delete. And then you hit yes. And this is the recording feature of it. So to record, you would actually hit add new and then record. And then you hear a long beep. And I don't know if you can hear that, but when it records, the speaker actually stays on. It's weird. You can hear that. And then to stop recording, you touch on the bottom left. And then you can just exit out. And now we have 2 messages in here, which is cool. So I'll show you this. Find. So watch. The cool thing about here, hang on. The cool thing about this too is when it's finished playing one message, it'll automatically go to the next one. And you can have, I think up to 50 messages, I'm not sure. But 3 minutes is your maximum limit. So if you have like 3 minutes worth of messages, you can't record any more. It just won't let you. Let me see if I can actually find that message I just recorded. Oh.
That's the security system. It's recording a message. Say hi, Ty. Very nice.
Sorry, this is kind of a mess, but you know, whatever.
It's actually good for doing stuff like that. So, yeah, exactly.
And you can hear Ty being Ty, I guess. He's being himself. Typical Ty in this video, or in this message. Oh, and I had my netbook going too. I had my old Windows XP computer going. And I'm also being an immature dork, which is funny.
Don't make yourself get sick. Give me a minute.
But it's not that bad of a recorder. I mean, you know, it's not. This is the other one, by the way.
Yes. And this is the recording feature of it. So, to record, you'd actually hit add new and then record. And then you hear a long beep. And I don't know if you can hear that, but when it records, the speaker actually stays on. It's weird.
Kind of cuts off the sound when there's nothing. Hold on. It kind of like cuts off a bit of the sound, like the background noise when there's complete silence, which is not bad, you know, in case you're recording and there's something going on in the background, you can't really hear it. I don't know. But yeah, that's the messages feature. I will show you the door chime feature, and then I'm sure you guys have all wanted to see me open this panel up. So I'm actually going to do this real quick. I'll walk over here so you guys can hear how loud the speaker is. It can go much louder than this, but I mean, this is what it sounds like normally. So if I open my door. Alright, so it is pretty cool to have that. Not that loud of a beep compared to my wired panel a Demco panel that I have. That's much louder than this. Or not much louder, just higher pitched. But that's the door chime feature, and then I guess the last thing I can show you here is I'll see if I can show it to you. I gotta find a screwdriver first. So let's see, because I know I had one that I just like moved, and I'll show you the insides. And we can keep this panel plugged in too. It's nice, you don't have to unplug it when you open it, because this is just super low voltage. I mean, you're not going to get shocked or anything like you would with the Demco panel. Sorry, I'm going to go ahead and actually pause this, and you're going to listen to talkback for a minute.
Talkback, pause button, resume button.
All right. So I do have now a nice big long screwdriver that I've used previously to open this thing before. Gonna have to do this one-handed. But when I open it, it's gonna issue a tamper alarm, and it's not going to be loud, it's just going to be a bunch of rapid beeps, and I'm going to disarm it with my code, and then I can show you this. So I'm going to have to put my phone down real quick, because there's actually a little switch inside, like a button. So there's two tabs on the top. You gotta pop both of them to open it. Pop number one, and we'll disarm the panel.
Disarmed. Ready to arm. Check system. Chime. Message.
So notice it says check system with the voice. And then what's cool about this is we can just open it and let it hinge down, and it'll actually sit there. It's fully stable. I've done it before. Enough at looking at that laptop. We'll just pick that phone up and look. And here's the inside of the panel. It's got you can see on the right, you have a little speaker. It's actually the sound driver for it. You can see some of the wiring for it. This is the wiring that goes up to the battery, which is kind of warm. The board's warm a little bit from being used. You got your main board right here. Pretty small circuit board, honestly, for a security system. The tamper switch is just a little rubber button that's buried here. And this big rectangular thing right here, I'm not sure if that's always going to be here, but this is actually a SIM card, a GSM dialer. So you can actually put looks like a mini, that's a mini SIM. Kind of old-fashioned, to be honest. You can put a mini SIM in it, and if you don't have a phone line, it'll actually use a cellular service and dial out. I am actually not sure what the carrier is. I bet it's something like AT&T or T-Mobile, but that's pretty cool. You got some terminals here. You got a couple sets of these. You got one. The first set is your power, DC power in, and a trigger output, and phone output for wired. So you got like your ring tip outputs and stuff. And then you got another set of terminals for your 2 wired zones, so you can hook up old-fashioned wired sensors, which you can still buy online for like $3. To this panel, you can hook them above, and that's actually above the cellular module. So you can hook those up, and say if you have like an old system that had some old wired contacts, you could hook them up through those terminals. You also have a barrel connector for something called a LT cable, and that's cool because what you can do is, if you don't want to have to wire anything in here, you basically wire the spade connectors of an LT cable to the transformer, and you just plug it into the little round barrel connector of this panel. So that's basically the insides. There's actually a whole bunch of heat sinks too, these little mesh coverings. If you can see those little mesh things, not sure if it's little rectangular things, are covering all of the components, and they're little heat sinks. So yeah, that's like what the inside looks like. To close it, you push it up and make sure you hear 2 clicks. I'm going to disarm it again, just to show you it's not going to say check system.
Disarmed. Ready to arm. Chime. Message.
So that's basically what the inside looks like. I know I haven't really rehearsed before I made this video, so it's kind of all over the place, but that's basically the Honeywell Lynx Touch l5100, which is basically my other security system I have in my room now. So it's pretty cool. I actually love this panel. I'm just very happy that it's a touchscreen, that I'm still able to use it. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you want to hear this thing get set off, just look up Honeywell Lynx Touch alarm test or burglar alarm sound, and you can hear it, because I don't want to set this off right now. There's plenty of other videos on YouTube. See you later.